Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship.
Sir, can I ask you, did you come from the airport? Did you drive from the airport? Oh, okay, so you did come from the airport. Okay, then that's... Are these like people who are COVID positive or?
No, they're travelers.
They're travelers, but they're being quarantined in this hotel? He is no doubt being told by the masked man not to speak to us. David Menzies for Rebel News here in Vaughan, Ontario. And folks, well, another week has gone by and we've stumbled across another quarantine hotel, at least that's what we think it is, here in the Greater Toronto Area, namely the Sheraton 4 Points Hotel. You might remember last week we paid a visit to the Radisson Hotel on Dixon Road near the airport. That was a story concerning, well, a father and son who did a breakout, so to speak, out of the quarantine hotel after they came back from Jamaica. We didn't have much success there. Evidently, if you recall, that hotel was under construction. Check it out. How you doing there? We're just with Rebel News. My name's David Menzies, and
Okay. Yeah,
we're just going to see if we could get a room for the night.
No, sorry.
No?
No, whole place is closed.
Who are you, by the way?
I'm the security manager here, Jamie.
Oh, okay. Jamie, so why is it closed?
It's closed for construction.
Closed for construction. I see people in the windows.
Okay.
I don't see any construction workers, and I don't see any heavy equipment. They're not being transparent as to what exactly is going on here. So in any event, here is another hotel, and we drove by the windows. The signage says temporarily closed, so at least there's no facade that it's under construction. And the reason why we're doing this kind of shoe leather journalism, I might add, folks, is because we can't get any answers from Ottawa. Last week, I reached out to Public Safety Minister Bill Blair, his office. They responded that my questions would be best directed towards Public Health Agency of Canada. And so I thank them very much for that. And I sent out a list of questions, and they've ignored it. It's been radio silence. But I will tell you what those questions are. Could you kindly provide a listing of these hotels? That's the quarantine hotels, folks. Are those travelers who are being told to stay at these properties legally bound to do so? As well, we have visited the quarantine hotels in the Toronto area, i.e. Radisson Airport, and found that there was a lack of transparency by staff as to what these hotels are being used for these days. We've been told that these properties have been closed to the general public due to construction or renovations, but that is clearly not the case. Why the misinformation? Also, why are people staying in these hotels not allowed to purchase outside food with their own money? And finally, and this is of course a question that should be of concern to every Canadian, what is the cost to the government in terms of booking these hotels for quarantine purposes? Now, like I said, I sent that off last week. I guess they work slowly in the bureaucracy of public health in Ottawa these days. No response. So we'll just see what we uncover when we knock on the door of this particular Toronto hotel. So folks, as you can see, there is a sorry temporarily closed sign on the doors. Also, my cameraman Lincoln had a very eagle eye. He pointed out the same fencing that we saw at the Radisson Hotel, which is kind of like this chain link fencing but with a tarp obscuring what's behind it, also surrounds the western side of the hotel. And there's a notice here. It says temporary closure. After careful thought and deliberation of our duty, and in what we believe is in the best interest of our guests, associates, and the community, 4 Points by Sheraton Vaughan will suspend operations starting the morning of Thursday, March 26, until further notice. All operations, food and beverage services will also be closed. And then it suggests that if you want to make or adjust reservations, to call the sales manager. Maybe we'll put in a call for him too. Now, oh, you can get in. How do you like that? So one set of doors opened up, but the second set hasn't. and it says, please ring the bell and wait. So now the hotel is clearly not closed, folks, because there are lights on. There is a desk with a pen and paperwork, hand sanitizing gel. Well, how do you like that? It is just a courtyard, or maybe it was used as a patio back in the good old days when we could do such things. And I see a sign. It says restricted area, authorized personnel only. Not much to restrict. Maybe this is, I don't know, some kind of pre-screening area for the passengers arriving at Pearson, and before they get into the hotel, they're screened here. Like I said, this is all speculation on my part because nobody will return our calls. Let's carry on. Well, this is interesting, folks. There's an entrance to the hotel. We're on the north side of the property, and there's some hand sanitizer, some paperwork, and there is a sign that says Public Health Agency of Canada. That very same bureaucracy that I sent my email to their communications people last week, who aren't communicating. So I think that's the proverbial proof in the pudding. This must be a quarantine hotel. Otherwise, why would Public Health Agency of Canada have their signage on the wall here? Well, folks, there is a arrival of a van here, as well as the police. Hi, officer. How you doing there? Good. You know, officer, can you help us out? We're doing a story.
Yeah, hey, what's up, brother? Nice to meet you guys. Hey, guys, do me a favor. Like, they don't want us on their property, so you can stand here.
Oh, okay then.
As long as you're not on their property, you can stand
I respect that. Officer, I'm just wondering, what is this property? It says temporarily closed, but we were tipped off by people saying that this is a federally run quarantine hotel. Is that correct?
Sir, I can't comment on that.
Okay. I've reached out to the federal government about this, but they won't respond to our questions either. That's why we're here.
Like, I just showed up here just to make sure you got, like, I heard you guys were pulling on doors earlier.
Oh, just to see if they were open. We were not trying to break in or anything like that. Okay.
I have no comment, sir. I don't know anything about
Okay, I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I mean, how about this gentleman? Are you part of the hotel, sir?
Yeah, we're inside the hotel.
No, are you the driver then, or? Okay, do you know if this is a quarantine hotel, sir?
You must do taking care of her.
Okay then. And why all the secrecy? I'm just curious because we've.
They want people to know that they're using it as a quarantine center, because I know for a fact it's a quarantine center. It's listed as a quarantine center. The address.
If you already know that, then why are you here?
Oh, well, that's the fact, sir. I don't know it. I've reached out to Public Safety Canada and the Public Health Authority, and which I was directed to ask, and that my questions go back to last week. Can I ask who you are? Okay. Well, I guess I asked who he was. He won't tell me who he is. The plot thickens.
What agency are you in?
Let you know that you're welcome over there, not on here.
Okay.
Be advised, you can't go to the back of the building and pull on the doors anymore.
Okay.
I never pulled on any doors, just to be clear.
No, I was just wondering if that was a way in, because we saw the Public Health Agency of Canada logo.
Signage that is restricted, and it is private property, so it's closed to public access. So
Okay.
just asking you to respect that.
What's that van
I-
for?
I get-
Prisoner transport?
Like, who's in the van, sir? Sir, can I ask you, did you come from the airport? Did you drive from the airport? Oh, okay, so you did come from there. Okay, then that's. Are these like people who are COVID positive, or?
No, they're travelers.
They're travelers, but they're being quarantined in this hotel? He is no doubt being told by the masked man not to speak to us. Well, there you have it, folks. We tried. There was somebody who wanted to identify himself, and we have the police here, and they told us to leave the property, and I think we're on a common laneway now. And we are just trying to find out if this is indeed a quarantine hotel. One thing for sure, despite what the sign says, sorry, temporarily closed, this hotel is not closed. I mean, for goodness sakes, you can see the steam coming out of that access there. So I guess I'll just try and make more queries to the federal government. Yeah, I'm sure they'll get right on it. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Are you sick and tired of being told by governments and bureaucrats to keep your business closed? Well, if so, please reach out to us at iwillopen.com. That's iwillopen.com. Tell us your story, and I'll make sure the whole world knows about it.